Welcome back to my channel Coins, where history meets hidden treasure. Today, we're diving into a truly fascinating piece, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but don't be fooled. Some of these pennies hold incredible value and could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets behind this historic coin, explore what makes certain versions extremely rare, and reveal how a simple penny could turn into a life-changing discovery. So stay with us till the end, because the coin you have in your pocket right now might be worth a fortune. The year 1942 was not just another year in history. It was a time when the world was burning in the flames of war. Nations were fighting, economies were shifting, and even something as small as a penny carried the weight of global change. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny was born in this dramatic moment, making it more than just a coin. It became a silent witness to World War II. Now imagine holding a 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny in your hand. At first glance, it may look ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's calm face on the front, wheat ears on the back, simple, familiar, and often ignored. But hidden within this small copper coin could be a story worth far more than its 1 cent face value. The Denver Mint produced over 200 million of these pennies, meaning they were widely circulated across America. Because of this large production, most 1942 pennies are common today. In circulated condition, many of them have been worn down by decades of use, passed from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, across generations. Coin identifier. But here, where things get interesting, not all 1942 pennies are equal. Some carry rare minting errors, tiny mistakes made during production that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. One of the most talked about varieties is the D/D mint mark, also known as a repunched mint mark. This error happens when the mint mark D was stamped more than once, slightly misaligned. The result? A shadow-like doubling effect that can sometimes be seen with the naked eye but often requires magnification. These small details are what separate a normal coin from a valuable one. Even in circulated condition, a standard 1942 penny is usually worth only a few cents to a few dollars. But if that same coin has a visible mint error like D/D, its value can jump significantly, sometimes reaching tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on clarity and condition. Coin identifier. Now let's be clear, this coin will not make you a billionaire overnight. That idea is often exaggerated. However, the excitement comes from the possibility that something so small and overlooked could carry hidden value. In the world of coin collecting, it's not just about money, it's about discovery. The true magic of the 1942 penny lies in its timing. This was the last full year before the US government changed pennies to steel in 1943 to save copper for war supplies. That means your 1942 penny represents the end of an era, the final chapter of traditional copper coinage before wartime sacrifice took over. Coin identifier. Collectors love coins with history, and this one has plenty. Every scratch and worn edge on a circulated coin tells a story. Maybe it was used to buy food during wartime. Maybe it passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, or families struggling through uncertain times. And then there are error coins beyond just mint marks. Some 1942 pennies show doubling in letters or numbers known as doubled die errors. Others may have off-center strikes or die cracks. These imperfections are not flaws, they are treasures in disguise, each one unique. Still, the majority of circulated 1942 pennies remain modest in value. Most fall in the range of a few cents up to perhaps $1 or more depending on condition. But collectors are always searching, always hopping to find that one rare piece hiding in plain sight. Bold precious metals. So if you have a 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Check the mint mark, look for doubling, examine every detail, because sometimes the smallest clues reveal the biggest surprises. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's like treasure hunting through history. And coins like the 1942 penny remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden in the smallest details, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. In the end, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny may not guarantee instant wealth, but it offers something just as powerful: the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the possibility that even an ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. The next up, top 2, the story of the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny begins with a quiet year in American coinage, yet hidden within that ordinary production lies one of the most talked about coins in history. At first glance, a 1955 D penny may look like just another small copper coin worn by time and use, but collectors know that even the most common coin can hold a secret. This is not just a coin, it is a piece of history that traveled through countless hands, witnessing decades of change, and today it stands as a symbol of how something small can carry immense value. In 1955, millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Most of these coins entered circulation and were used daily, buying groceries, paying for newspapers, or resting unnoticed in jars and drawers. A typical 1955 D penny in good condition is not rare by itself, yet its true value depends on details, sharpness, color, and preservation. Even in circulated condition, collectors admire these coins for their classic wheat design and historical charm. However, the real magic of 1955 lies in a famous mistake, the legendary double die obverse. This error, created during the minting process, caused the date and lettering on some coins to appear clearly doubled, almost as if the coin was struck twice slightly off alignment. This error did not occur on the Denver Mint coins but on coins without a mint mark, struck in Philadelphia. Still, the popularity of the 1955 error has brought immense attention to all pennies from that year, including the 1955 D. 1955 D Lincoln Wheat Penny in good condition typically holds modest value compared to its rare counterpart. You might find such a coin valued from a small amount to a few dollars depending on wear. But when the condition improves, when the coin shows less wear, retains its original luster, or displays a rich reddish color, its value begins to climb. Collectors pay attention to grades, and even a small improvement in condition can multiply the coin's worth. Now imagine discovering a 1955 penny with the famous double die error. That is where the story transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. These rare coins have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars depending on their condition. In pristine, uncirculated states, they can reach astonishing prices at auctions. This is why people often say a simple penny could change your life overnight, because in rare cases it truly can. But it is important to separate excitement from reality. Not every 1955 D penny is worth millions, and not every coin will make someone a billionaire overnight. The true value depends on rarity, condition, and demand. The majority of 1955 D coins are collectible but not life-changing in value. Still, their historical significance and connection to one of the most famous mint errors keep them in constant demand among enthusiasts. Collectors often examine these coins carefully under magnification. They look for signs of doubling, check the mint mark, and evaluate the coin's surface. A genuine double die coin shows strong, clear duplication in the lettering Liberty and the date 1955. If those features are absent, the coin is likely a regular issue. Knowing these details can mean the difference between a small collectible and a highly valuable treasure. Another factor that influences value is color. Copper coins like the 1955 penny can appear in different shades, brown, red-brown, or bright red. Coins that retain their original red color are considered more desirable because they have been preserved better over time. A bright red 1955 coin, especially with an error, can command significantly higher prices than a darker, worn example. The journey of these coins through history adds to their charm. Think about how many pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks they have passed through. Each mark on the surface tells a story of use and survival. Even a worn 1955 D penny carries a sense of nostalgia, connecting us to a time when pennies had real purchasing power and were an essential part of daily life. For collectors, the thrill is not just in owning a valuable coin but in the hunt. Searching through old collections, inherited jars, or market finds creates excitement and anticipation. The possibility, however small, of discovering a rare 1955 doubled die keeps the passion alive. It is this sense of adventure that makes coin collecting so addictive and rewarding. If you believe you have a valuable 1955 penny, it is wise to have it examined by an expert. Professional grading services can confirm authenticity and assign a grade, which helps determine its true market value. This step is crucial, especially for rare errors, as it protects both the owner and potential buyers from mistakes or misidentification. The market for rare coins continues to grow as more people recognize their historical and financial value. Coins like the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny are not just collectibles, they are tangible assets that can appreciate over time. While not every coin will reach extraordinary prices, the right piece in the right condition can become a valuable investment. Ultimately, the 1955 D Lincoln Wheat Penny teaches an important lesson. Value is often hidden in plain sight. What seems ordinary can hold unexpected worth, and history can be found in the smallest objects. Whether your coin is worth a few cents or thousands of dollars, it remains a fascinating piece of the past. So if you ever come across a 1955 penny, take a closer look before you spend it. Examine the details, check for errors, and appreciate its story. Because sometimes, a simple coin can carry more than just monetary value. It can carry the excitement of discovery, the weight of history, and the possibility, however rare, of changing your fortune overnight. The next up, top 3, the legendary 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just a coin, it is a story frozen in metal, a whisper from history that has captured the imagination of collectors across generations. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary copper penny, something you might overlook in your pocket change. But hidden within certain versions of this coin lies a secret so powerful that it has turned simple collectors into serious investors. The idea that a small coin could be worth thousands or even more makes it one of the most fascinating treasures in the world of numismatics. What makes the 1955 penny so special is not just its age, but the mystery and rarity surrounding it. Most coins from that year are common, especially those minted in Denver with the D mint mark. These coins were produced in large numbers and were meant for everyday use. However, even within these ordinary coins, condition plays a huge role. A 1955 D penny in good condition may not make you rich overnight, but in excellent or uncirculated condition, its value rises significantly, especially for collectors who seek well-preserved pieces. But the real magic begins when we talk about the famous 1955 double die penny. This is where the legend truly comes alive. Due to a striking error during the minting process, some coins were created with a dramatic doubling effect on the date and lettering. The words Liberty and In God We Trust appear clearly doubled, making the coin instantly recognizable. This wasn't just a minor mistake, it was one of the most famous mint errors in history. Imagine holding a coin where the letters seem to echo themselves, as if the design was stamped twice. That visual effect is what makes collectors stop in their tracks. These error coins were released into circulation before the mistake was caught, meaning some lucky individuals found them in everyday transactions. Over time, their rarity and uniqueness turned them into highly valuable collectibles. The difference between a normal 1955 D penny and a rare double die coin is massive. While a regular circulated 1955 D penny might be worth a small amount above face value, the double die version can reach astonishing prices depending on its condition. In lower grades, it can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. In higher grades, especially uncirculated ones, the value can climb into tens of thousands, making it one of the most desirable pennies ever created. Condition is everything when it comes to coin value. A coin that has been worn down over decades of use will naturally be worth less than one that has been carefully preserved. Collectors look for sharp details, strong lettering, and minimal scratches. Even the color matters. Coins with a bright, original red tone are often more valuable than those that have turned brown over time. The Denver minted 1955 D penny, while not as famous as the double die, still holds importance. It represents the standard production of that year and gives collectors a baseline for comparison. Finding one in pristine condition can still be rewarding, especially if it has been untouched and stored properly for decades. What truly fuels the excitement around these coins is the possibility, the idea that somewhere in a jar, a drawer, or an old collection, a valuable coin might still be waiting to be discovered. This sense of hidden treasure is what keeps collectors searching. Every coin becomes a potential jackpot, every detail a clue. The history behind the 1955 double die error adds another layer of fascination. During the minting process, the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, causing the doubling effect. Instead of being discarded immediately, thousands of these coins entered circulation. At the time, many people didn't even notice the difference, but those who did quickly realized they had something unusual in their hands. Over the years, stories have emerged of people discovering these coins in the most unexpected places: cash registers, piggy banks, and inherited collections. Some sold them for small amounts, unaware of their true value, while others held onto them and watched their worth grow over time. These stories only add to the mystique and excitement surrounding the coin. It's important to understand that not every 1955 penny will make you rich. Many people hear about the million-dollar stories and assume every coin from that year is extremely valuable. In reality, only specific varieties, especially the double die, command high prices. Knowledge and careful examination are key when determining a coin's true worth. If you ever come across a 1955 penny, the first thing to do is examine it closely. Look at the date and the lettering. If you notice clear doubling, you might be holding something extraordinary. Even if it's a standard 1955 D penny, checking its condition can still reveal a respectable value. Collectors often use magnifying tools to inspect coins in detail. Tiny features that are invisible to the naked eye can make a huge difference in value. A slight doubling, a sharp edge, or a clean surface can transform an ordinary coin into a prized collectible. The dream of finding a rare coin is what makes this hobby so addictive. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the thrill of the unknown. Every coin carries a story, and the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny tells one of the most exciting stories of all. In the end, the 1955 penny is a reminder that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. Whether it's a simple Denver minted coin or the legendary doubled die error, each piece is a part of history. And who knows, one day you might find one that changes everything. The next up, top 4 1951 D Lincoln Wheat Penny. The hidden treasure story. The 1951 D Lincoln Wheat Penny may look like an ordinary copper coin at first glance, but beneath its humble appearance lies a fascinating story that excites collectors around the world. Struck in Denver, this coin carries the small but powerful D mint mark, a detail that transforms it from everyday pocket change into a collectible piece of American history. While millions were made, the true magic of this coin lies in condition, rarity of perfection, and the thrill of discovering a piece that stands far above the rest. When people dream about rare coins worth millions, they often imagine mysterious treasures hiding in plain sight, and the 1951 D penny feeds that imagination. Though most examples are common, a perfectly preserved specimen, one that has never truly entered circulation, can command serious attention. The difference between a worn coin and a pristine one is like night and day. And in the world of coin collecting, that difference can mean the leap from a few cents to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Denver Mint in 1951 produced an enormous number of these pennies, meaning they were widely circulated across the United States. Because of this, most surviving coins show wear, scratches, fatting, and loss of detail. But here is where the story becomes exciting. The fewer coins that survive in near-perfect condition, the more valuable they become. Collectors are always searching for coins with sharp details, glowing luster, and no visible damage. Imagine holding a 1951 D wheat penny that looks almost as if it were struck yesterday. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln appears crisp, every hair strand visible, and the wheat ears on the reverse stand tall and defined. Coins like this are graded at the highest levels, often referred to as mint state, and these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes, even if millions were originally minted. There is a powerful myth surrounding coins like the 1951 D penny that one single coin could instantly turn someone into a millionaire overnight. While this idea captures attention and fuels excitement, the truth is more grounded. No regular 1951 D wheat penny has ever sold for millions of dollars. However, certain exceptional examples, especially those with flawless surfaces and strong original color, have reached impressive prices that still surprise many people. One of the key factors that drives value is the original red color of the copper. When freshly minted, these pennies shine with a bright reddish glow. Over time, exposure to air causes them to darken into brown tones. A coin that still retains its original red color after decades is far more desirable. Collectors often categorize these as red, red-brown, or brown, with red being the most valuable. Another fascinating aspect is the possibility of errors. Although rare, minting errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin. A misstrike, doubled design, or unusual flaw can turn an otherwise common coin into a prized collectible. While such errors are not typical for the 1951 D penny, the mere possibility keeps collectors examining every detail with intense focus. The condition of the coin is judged using a grading scale, and this is where value truly takes shape. A circulated 1951 D penny might be worth only a small amount above face value, but an uncirculated example in top condition can be worth significantly more. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS-66 or MS-67, are scarce and highly sought after, creating competition among collectors. Collectors also value coins with strong strike quality, meaning how clearly the design was impressed onto the coin during minting. Some 1951 D pennies show weaker details due to worn dies, while others display exceptional sharpness. These sharper coins naturally stand out and often command higher prices in the market. There's also an emotional element to collecting coins like the 1951 D wheat penny. For many, it is not just about money but about history, connection, and the thrill of discovery. Each coin has passed through countless hands, witnessed decades of change, and survived to tell its silent story. Owning one is like holding a small piece of time. Despite all the excitement, it is important to stay realistic. Claims that this coin alone can make someone a billionaire overnight are exaggerated. The real value lies in knowledge, careful examination, and sometimes a bit of luck. A truly exceptional coin can indeed bring a strong return, but it requires patience and understanding of what makes a coin special. If you happen to own a 1951 wheat penny, the best step is to examine it closely. Look at its color, check for wear, and study the details. If it appears unusually sharp and well prised, it might be worth having it evaluated by a professional grading service. This can confirm its condition and give you a clearer idea of its true value. In the end, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just a coin. It is a journey into the world of collecting where small details can lead to big discoveries. While it may not turn every owner into a millionaire, it carries the potential to surprise, to educate, and to inspire curiosity about the hidden treasures that might already be in your pocket. So before you spend that old penny or ignore it as something ordinary, take a closer look. Because sometimes the smallest things hold the most fascinating stories, and occasionally they carry a value far greater than anyone ever expected.